I want to talk about Stormi's Steal of Love and Marriage Huntsville for the people that watch it. She recently did an interview with Carlos King, and I actually want to talk through that interview, okay? You know what I'm saying? I pulled out a few things, and I want us to chat about it. Well, really, I ain't even trying to chat with y'all about it. I'm just going to tell y'all what I digested from it. Because a lot of y'all be on y'all, I'm a stand, because, you know, after you've done all you can, you're going to stand anyway, because that's just how you is. And I'm going to let you do that. But I'm just going to tell y'all what the lady said in the interview, okay? Because some of y'all may not have watched it or want to watch it, but I'm going to tell y'all. All right, so first of all, Stormi, okay, Stormi Steele. She lets us know that she's been in Huntsville for a decade, a little over a decade. She moved in Huntsville in 2012, so it wasn't like she moved to Huntsville to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I know that was one of the narratives that was out there, and she just debunked that and said that ain't even the case. She been moved out there before we even saw Love and Marriage Huntsville, because that did not even air until like 2019, 2019. I think it was 2018. So she had already been there about 6 years prior to the show being greenlit. So then in a previous video, Carlos stated that he reached out to her when she was in Mississippi. Kind of find out she was never in Mississippi. She's from Mississippi. She had a salon in Mississippi, but she wasn't living there. A lot of people raved about her, talked about her, and thought that she would be good for the show, which is why his partner reached out to her. This made sense to me because of what is her name? It's another woman that's on the show. Is it Aikisha? I think it's Aikisha. Aikisha Holly. Yes, because technically Aikisha did not live in Mississippi either. Aikisha lived up north somewhere because her husband was in the NFL, and that's also where he's from. Aikisha came down to Mississippi to film Bell Collective. In addition to that, she was seeking a home to either rent or purchase, just so I think, in my opinion, so that she could continue to film this show. So that makes sense that Stormi was not there. Just like Aikisha wasn't there. She probably wasn't the only one. Okay. She also says when she moved to Huntsville, she moved to Huntsville like years prior before she ever connected with Melody. Right? But she said that, no, let me go back. Yeah, Carlos explained how he connected with Stormi with Bell Collective. There we go. He says the show started in 2020. He considered her for season 2. She explained that she and Latrice Rogers are like this because they go way back. She's really good friends with Latrice Rogers. She says she used to do her hair. That's one of the members of Bell Collective. She says that she hasn't lived in Mississippi since 2012. And she says that she only had a salon there back in 2017, but she closed it in 2018 because she used to go back and forth a lot. She used to heavily go back and forth, and then she just stopped doing it, okay? She said that she knew that they were interested in her for Bell Collective because Carlos's person reached out to her, okay? Hit her up in the DMs or whatever and asked her, like, whether she lived in Mississippi or something. She said, nah, she don't live there. She lives in Huntsville. Angela inquired about how she may have known, whether she may have known anybody on Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know? And she says, well, I don't really know her, but I do know, speaking of Melody Hope, Melody Cherie, she says, I don't know her, but I do know that my company is trying to do some type of ambassador thing with her. So, you know, I'm familiar with her based on that. Okay. She says that, yeah, she didn't know Mel. They did an ambassadorship. She mentioned that she was only working with Mel to get product placement on the show, and it was supposed to be for one episode. That was, I guess, in partnership with the ambassadorship, because it was a few things that it entailed. So that was the only thing that she said she was looking for, okay? Stormi was asked, how did Love and Marriage Huntsville come about, and whether she told Melody that she had a desire to come on the show. I do recall Melody saying, I believe it was in our interview, maybe it was in Carlos's interview, not sure, but she mentioned something like when she knows what people are trying to do, she definitely tries to like help them, like fulfill those things. Like if you want to be on the show, like let's do that, right? So Stormi says that it was only for her to have product placement for one show. That was it. She says that the convo of her being on the show came up when they were filming in her warehouse with Melody. She says that Melody was like, well, had I known you wanted to be on the show, like we could have been did that. And Stormi said that was never the goal. Like I wasn't trying to be on the show. She says my main focus is exposure for my brand. Like I was just trying to do that one episode and that was it. You know what I'm saying? But then after a while, y'all just moved me into a friend role, like friend of Melody or whatever. She was like, okay, I guess we'll just ride with it. Like, I mean, okay, cool. She says that it was never a situation where she was befriending a person just to be on the show. She said that was never it. Because originally it already started as business, which was an ambassadorship. It was never for her to just, be able to actually get a role on the show as Stormi still. It was just for quick product placement for the show. Okay. Carlos asked her whether she felt that Melody made it seem like she befriended her for the show. And she says, well, I don't think she said that, so I won't say that. But what I will say is that she left it up for interpretation. So basically leaving it in that manner, people are going to create whatever stories that they want about it. And that's exactly what they did. So Stormi says people want them to have a problem so bad, and she not on that. She ain't got no problem with Mel. She ain't trying to have no problem with her. She says that's just not the type of energy she trying to be around, is what she says. Okay. She talks about wanting to unalive herself, which was really sad. You know what I'm saying? And she said that she was in the military. She was in basic training for a few weeks. Once she left, I don't know if she finished or whatever the case was, but once she got back home, she says her mama already had her college picked out, her schedule, everything. Like her mama was pretty much laying out what her future was going to be like. And that gives me a very overbearing parent. And, I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? And it does show up in how she feels about Mel and how she's so adamant about how she don't like that lady, despite how it makes her daughter feel uncomfortable because she's not trying to have those type of issues. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that part. You know what I'm saying? From seeing her mom on the show previously, I like her. But that right there, you can everybody in this world has a right to like and dislike whoever they want to. And just because you love or like or stand somebody doesn't mean someone else has to fall in line. And I get that when it comes to her, right? Same thing with Miss Wanda. The problem becomes when you overstep your boundaries with your opinion and disregard the friendship or lack thereof that your daughter has with another person in her age group. You see what I'm saying? So that's not a good look, mommy. No, ma'am. Okay. What else happened? She talked about how she was so unhappy with things and how eventually she did quit. There were times she wanted to end everything, end it all and stuff. She kind of cried in that interview once she reflected on that. She said eventually she left, college. She went over to hair school and she zoned in on that because that was something that she liked. And it ended up making her the success that we see today. Carlos asked her if she was, I don't know if he asked her if she was worth 8 figures or something like that, about 8 figures. And she said yes. Okay. So I don't know if she's worth 8 figures, her company or whatever the case is, but yeah. All right. What else? I felt like with that story, I feel like a lot of people need to hear that. In my personal, I feel like a lot of people should hear that story. And especially younger folks, older people too, but I feel like younger folks, because I hear more about them unaliving themselves than I hear about older people. And it's really listen, if y'all keep living, things can get better. I do believe that what you go towards is what's going to come towards you, but it's never going to come towards you if you jump off that path. So just go there. I feel like it's only destined for it to come towards you. It may take some time, as all things do. But when you drill in on that and you put your focus on that, you're going to get something out of it, So I like that story. I thought that was, she tried to let us in on knowing and learning more about her. You feel what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. All right. She does go into detail about her business and how things ended up happening for her and how she kind of got started, with doing hair serum and doing different things just for her customers. And people were her clients, and they were telling her she should sell it, open up, do more. And eventually she got to that place. But her husband played a major role in helping her get there. Yeah, so he was there for a lot. And speaking of her husband, she talked about the pregnancy talk, right? Where he did not want to have any more kids, so he says, and that was something that really shocked Stormi. Thank you so much, Jaylene, for the super chat. So maybe when Stormi sees Mel asserting herself in both her personal and business life, it's a trigger for her. Thank you so much for the super chat. Why would that be a trigger for her if she sees Mel asserting herself? How would that be a trigger for her? That's the part I am a little confused on. So maybe when Stormi sees Mel asserting herself in both her personal and business life, it's a trigger for her. How is she doing that? Because then I feel like that could be the same thing said for Mel when Stormi's is asserting herself in her business life. You know what I'm saying? And her personal, when Stormi has been doing her business that she does, not to be compared with Mel, because I feel like there are two different types of companies, right? But Stormi has been doing that one for years before she even got on this show. So that's why I am a little, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little confused. I appreciate you for the super chat, but just a little confused. Let's keep going. So then she speaks on 4 embryos that we did not know. She says that she has 4 embryos left to do IVF. She says they were planning on having all of their kids by IVF, but when she had Chase, it freaked her out. She was scared. So she was like, nah, I'm good. I'm done. But when she started to come around and say, I could do one more or whatever, she never knew that Courtney was not on that same page with her. She learned that in the moment when they filming. So she like, what the fuck? Like, are you for real? Like, you gonna tell me this shit? Nah, then you gonna say that on camera? Like, that what we doing? So that's the energy that she had with that. And I think he might come around as he sees when Chase gets older. As Chase gets older, I could see him coming around to at least wanting one more, So we'll see how that works out for them. What else? So she talks about her mom being a fan of Love and Marriage Huntsville before she joined the show and says that she didn't know anything about it. Now, I don't know, Stormi. I feel like you probably did know that your mama knew. Maybe you didn't know that she was a crazed fan as she was or something, but you knew that she enjoyed the show. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe that you didn't know that she was a fan of the show. So Stormi says her mom says that she be in all the groups chatting. I think that could have been something that surprised her. Like, girl, you be in the groups chatting? Like, so you like that with it? Oh, okay, well then, like, what groups you in? Let me see what's going on, too. So I believe her mom could have sent her those groups, which is how she got in those groups. She said she don't check them like that no more like she used to. She said it may be one she'll tiptoe in, but not like she used to because y'all be going, like, so hard. And it be so funny because a lot of y'all profiles don't even be legit. And then the gag be if y'all would have that energy when y'all see them. But let's keep going. What else? So she says Stormi wants her mama to stop. Like, get your ass out of them groups. Girl, I want your mama to stop. I want your mama to stop too, okay? But her mama told her, I'm going to do whatever it is that I want to do. You're not going to run me. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I just think that's selfish, Miss Betty. I do. I think that's selfish. I do not like parenting like that. I don't. Y'all be the parents that always think y'all being right about everything and y'all just not. But then when it comes to the kid, you probably ridicule them a lot or tell them they ain't doing enough or they this or that. Like the kid got to be perfect type thing. I don't like that. Stop that. Stop that. You feel me? Stop that. Don't do that. It's messed up. So Stormi mom says, so she chimes in a conversation. Miss Betty, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm keeping this as fair as I can, girl. You makes no sense. Listen. None. Okay? She said she didn't like Mel, but this is what she did confirm, because I've been told y'all, or at least I told the people, in my Patreon, that this lady did not like Mel. I don't want to say this lady, but her mom did not like Mel from watching the show. I've been said that. It had nothing to do with her hosting something at a Stormi's house. She didn't like Mel from what she saw on the previous seasons of the show. So therefore, I do feel like it's a bit messed up because I feel like you didn't really give her a chance. right out the gate, which I feel is a bit unfair. I do. I think that's unfair. You didn't really give her a chance. Here's the thing. Production concocts a lot of bullshit that we see. So, you know, based on whatever you saw with Mel, it could have just been concocted from production and she reacted. Same thing with Tisha, whatever the case is. I do feel like we only see so much of the show, but at the same time, I feel like you had the opportunity to get to know her in person, whereas a lot of viewers don't. So I feel like you could have gave her a bit more of a chance versus a one-off meeting. I know a lot of people like to say first impression is everything, and I get that, but it could be more to that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a person had a rough day on that first day. Everybody go through things. You know, I really don't even think that should be like a statement for real. But yeah, I don't think you really gave her a chance, ma'am. Maybe you'll try it again if she give you the opportunity, which is probably dead at this point. So cancel that. But let's keep going, all right? So I just feel like that didn't make sense because then she flipped it and said that you remember I was at your house and I was like, we may have to do something with Chase. And y'all said Chase was good. Then you was over there and she came to me and said, oh, yeah, you're right, Miss Betty. We're going to have to do something about Chase. We're going to have to do something about Chase. And so she was like, I don't like that. Don't be agreeing with me just because I'm Stormi, mama. I'm so glad you said that. So now you understand if I don't agree with you. Okay? So now you understand if I think that you was wrong, I ain't being fake. I'm being honest, and I'm not going to agree with you to go along just to get along. You feel what I'm saying? That wasn't cool, ma'am. Okay? So, yeah, but that didn't make sense, though, Miss Betty. I think you should have rolled with the first thought. Maybe she did something in that moment at Stormi house, you know, the first time outside of chess. Whatever the statement was you gave the first time made more sense versus this one, even though I already knew what it was when I signed up, okay? I knew you didn't like that lady from when you saw the show. But anywho, let's keep going. So Stormi says her mom's opinion is her own. And girl, it ain't got shit to do with me. Period. Okay? She says, she also says that her mom didn't even like her husband originally. She was like, that's just how she is. And you know what it gives me? It gives me a mom that wants her child to be perfect at all times, and a mom which is not healthy to me, but you know what I'm saying? You know, that's what it is. But also doesn't think anybody is ever good enough for their child, whether it be friendships, relationships, whatever. So, you know, I think it could be a good thing at times because a lot of times our parents will see things that we just not going to see. I'm sure plenty of y'all watching, y'all mama spotted a friend of y'all's a long time ago. And you ain't want to believe it. I know I was one. I wish I would have listened, girl. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Ben spotted the hoe. Ben spotted her. Ben spotted. Then listen. Hello. But anywho, our parents know things that, you know, we may not know. So, I mean, I get it if she may be like that. But also, I feel like it's okay with giving that person a chance as well. Because with your situation, what you saw on TV doesn't have to be who that person actually is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but you might be too hard on that lady and her friends and all of that. And you might just need to scoot back just a little bit, please. All right, so then Stormi brings up the fans accusing her of paying Carlos King $200,000 to get on the show, which she never did. And he clarifies that. He says that she has never paid me anything and I don't charge people anything to be on a show. What he charges for is a consultation, okay? And I'm saying that he didn't say that. That's what I'm saying because that's what Melody and Martell paid for. That's what Destiny and Sadaric paid for. And he said if that's the case, if I'm charging people to be on the show, and I don't know if he gave her the money back or what the case was, right? When it came to Destiny and Sadaric. But he was like, if that's the case, if I'm charging people to be on the show, then Destiny, where my money at? Sadaric, where my money at? Nell, your husband, Fletcher, where my coin at? Okay, Miss Betty Mama, where my coin at? Miss Wanda, run it. All right, so he says he don't charge people for that. All right. Now, she spoke on Mel not giving her number. She says she ended up getting her number she says, I didn't get her number. I know that she's changed her number previously. And when she changed her number previously, I got her number then. So for her to change it this time and I didn't get it, like I'm looking like, well, we got an issue or something? Like, did I do something? Like, you know, I know this is something that you do. I just didn't think you would do this to me because when you did it the last time, I was one of the people that got the number. So was there something that happened? Right? So that's where she was. So she says she was trying to figure out what happened between them. She says if Mel don't fuck with her, that's fine. She says she respects that. Just say that. Like, she respects when a person just lets her know out the gate, like, I don't really fuck with you. Like, that's cool. Right? She says Mel sent her number via DM. And she says that she has not utilized the number yet. And she says she don't know if she's going to be utilizing it in the future based on how interviews have gone that she's seen Mel do. Okay, that's what Stormi says. And I'm like, well, I do wonder when it comes to the number, at what point did she send you that phone number? Was it right after that scene? Was it more recently that she sent the number? Or when did you get the DM? When did you get the number? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So then she also says she is learning new things that she didn't know, I guess, about herself. No, I'm lying. She says she's learning new things that she didn't know when it comes to Mel. She says they were never in a bad place, and she does feel like they could be in an even better place after, I guess, the first 2 episodes than where they are now. Okay. She says the interviews have been a bit interesting for her. She says that Mel used the excuse of her going to Martell and Sheree's party. All right. She says, but that's not a good enough excuse. I'm adding good enough excuse. Okay. Because that incident happened months after she had that initial conversation with Mel. Because that's everybody's go-to, right? Well, you hang with them and you talk to them and you do this and you do that, and I wouldn't talk to you either, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But here's the gag, though. All you got to do is be direct, though. Let's not be passive, okay? Just tell this lady that you don't with her, or you ain't give her your number, or whatever the case is, even though people feel like, I shouldn't have to explain that I don't want to give you my number. Bitch, if I'm asking you, then go ahead and explain it. You ain't got to explain it if I ain't asking. But I'm trying to see if we good. So what's up? This will be a great time to explain instead of playing in my face. So what we doing? And let's not use that excuse of her hanging out with the other cast members when that did not happen until after this situation. And she had enough time to tell that lady that. Now see, I'm not finna be blind, and I'm not finna ride. Y'all do what y'all want to do, okay? Now, if she's in the right, I'm going to rock with her when she's in the right, just like I read the hell out of Miss Nail Ass and Martell. But if it's not clicking for me, I'm not going to be on that boat with y'all. Put me in a different one, okay? Y'all can be in the boat. Put me on a yacht or some girl. Just leave me on the beach. That's fine. Y'all sell on, girl. Sell on. Y'all sell on, honey. Leave me where the hell I'm at then. But you know, that's pretty much all that I gathered from the interview. I believe she went in to talk about like her business and different things and stuff like that. They're saying we're going to see a lot more to Stormi. I don't think this Mel and Stormi situation is going to last the whole season. I think it's just like a little snippet. I don't think it's a drawn out situation. Don't quote me. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be a drawn out situation like Destiny and Tisha or whatever, because for me, I feel like Stormi saying she don't want to have beef. I think she's going to try to exercise that on top of all the other different dynamics of what we're going to see with her family, like her mama and her mama sister getting into it, fighting, arguing, whatever. We're going to see just different dynamics that she has so much other stuff to discuss on the show, and based on what Carlos said, for us to be zoning in on the dynamics of the friendship between she and Mel. So it just makes me wonder, question, I don't know, we might. You know, but when I think of Tisha and Destiny, they didn't give a fuck and mind having no problem, for real. So if Stormi stays true to what she's saying she don't want to have no beef or no issue with nobody, then I think that we probably won't see a lot of the BS. And I think that's the best way to go if you cared about her at all, whether it was developing a friendship, having a friendship, whatever it was, and you would not mind seeing it get back, then I wouldn't really go down that road to even F up nothing more than what the hell it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I would just let it be what it is. And when y'all come together, y'all come together. If y'all don't, y'all don't. Whatever it is, what's for Stormi and what's for Mel is always going to be for them. And neither one of them can stop that for each other. So I just wouldn't, just let it ride. It's going to be what it's going to be. Melody's getting to her success. Stormi's getting to her success. They can either coexist, and work together, or they don't have to, and they just only work together in this setting. Like, it really don't have to be that deep as a lot of fans make it. You know what I'm saying? But either way, girl, I don't know these ladies. I just talk about them. You feel what I'm saying? And I just say what the hell I want to say. Okay? So I'm going to let y'all do that down in the comments. But if you get a little slick, girl, depending on my time and depending on the time of day, I might get with you. I might get with you. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, do not write no paragraph, because y'all be writing paragraphs thinking people going to read. Girl, I read one sentence, the first one. If that, depending on the mood. Girl, it might just be a quick delete. Okay? I know, and you know what's so funny? I go to some YouTubers page and they be like, it's okay. You won't get blocked here. You won't get deleted here. Bitch, you going to get all of that. 'Cause let me tell you something. If YouTube has granted me the option to do those things, why the fuck would I not utilize it? Get the fuck out of here, okay? So be cute. Be cute, girl. Have your opinion. And keep it cute. Okay? Because we know y'all ain't going to have that energy in person. So just keep it cute online, all right? But I thank you guys so much for being here. Over 400 people in the chat. Whether you like what I had to say or you didn't, girl, you still enjoyed the time not being alone. So go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.